If you've been searching for a simple way to ease bloating, support digestion, and feel lighter after meals, stay with me because that's exactly what we're talking about today. By the end of this video, you'll know how to make a surprisingly powerful drink using 2 everyday ingredients that many people already have at home. One of these ingredients is considered one of the most antioxidant-rich foods ever studied, and the other is sitting in kitchens all around the world. Separately, they're useful. Together, they become something much more interesting. And before we finish, there's an important safety point almost nobody mentions that you need to hear before making this drink a regular habit. Most people don't realize that digestive changes often happen gradually. One day you enjoy a meal without thinking about it. Then, little by little, things begin to feel different. Meals seem to sit longer in your stomach. You feel full for hours. A little bloating appears after foods that never bothered you before. That uncomfortable heaviness starts becoming part of your normal routine. As we get older, digestion doesn't suddenly stop working. It simply becomes less efficient. The body produces lower amounts of certain substances that help break down food. The natural muscular contractions that move food through the digestive system can slow down. Instead of food moving along smoothly, it may linger longer than it once did. The result isn't always something your doctor sees immediately on a test. It's something you notice in everyday life. You finish lunch and feel weighed down. Your stomach feels tight by evening. Some days you feel as though everything inside is moving in slow motion. Many people respond by reaching for quick fixes. Digestive tablets, antacids, and various stomach remedies can provide temporary relief. They certainly have their place when needed. But relying on them continuously for months or years isn't always ideal, especially as the body becomes more sensitive with age. That's why so many people become interested in natural approaches that support what the body is already trying to do. And that's where today's drink comes in. It combines 2 ingredients that have been used traditionally for generations and may help support digestion in a gentle, simple way. Let's begin with the ingredient that rarely gets the attention it deserves. Cloves are tiny, dried flower buds, but don't let their size fool you. They contain an impressive amount of antioxidants. In fact, when antioxidant content is measured, cloves often rank above many foods that are commonly celebrated as health superstars. One of the primary compounds found in cloves is called eugenol. Researchers have studied eugenol for its anti-inflammatory properties, and that matters because low-level inflammation may play a role in digestive discomfort and sluggishness. But what makes cloves especially interesting for our conversation is their long history of use in digestive wellness. For centuries, people have turned to cloves when they felt gassy, bloated, or uncomfortable after eating. Traditionally, cloves were used to help relieve pressure in the digestive tract and support the body's own digestive processes. Think of cloves as the ingredient that helps calm things down. They may help ease that tight, swollen feeling many people experience after meals. They also support digestive activity by encouraging the body's natural digestive functions. However, cloves are only part of the story. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this information and want more practical health discussions like this, take a moment to subscribe and leave a like. It helps the channel tremendously and allows us to keep sharing simple wellness habits that people can actually use in everyday life. Now let's talk about the second ingredient, because this is where everything starts coming together. Have you ever eaten a meal and then felt like it was just sitting there? Not pain exactly, not illness, just a sense that your stomach has become inactive. Hours pass, and you still feel overly full. Many people assume that's simply a normal part of aging. But one of the reasons it happens is that the digestive tract relies on coordinated muscular movements to keep food progressing through the system. When those movements become less active, digestion can feel slower. This is where ginger enters the picture. The key active compound in ginger is called gingerol. Ginger has been used across countless cultures for digestive support, and one reason is its ability to encourage normal digestive movement. Instead of allowing food to linger longer than necessary, ginger may help support the natural contractions that move food through the digestive tract. That's why so many people describe feeling lighter after including ginger in their routine. Ginger is also widely recognized for its soothing properties. Anyone who has experienced motion sickness, nausea, or an unsettled stomach has probably heard ginger recommended at some point. That reputation wasn't built overnight. It developed through centuries of traditional use. Researchers have also explored ginger's influence on inflammatory pathways. Interestingly, some studies suggest that compounds in ginger may interact with certain pathways involved in inflammation, which helps explain why ginger has attracted so much scientific interest over the years. And there's another reason people appreciate ginger. It may support healthy circulation, helping the body maintain normal function in multiple systems. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Cloves and ginger approach digestion from different directions. Cloves help soothe and ease pressure. Ginger helps encourage movement. One supports comfort, the other supports flow. Separately, they each offer benefits. Together, they create a balanced combination that many people find appealing. Imagine a sink with a slow drain. Water continues entering, but it leaves more slowly than it should. Eventually, everything begins backing up. The digestive system can feel similar when food isn't moving efficiently. Meals stack on top of meals. Pressure builds. Fullness lasts longer than expected. Now imagine introducing warmth and movement back into that process. That's one reason warm spice-based drinks have remained popular across cultures for centuries. People often consume them after meals because they were viewed as supportive rather than harsh. This is not about shocking the body. It's not a stimulant-loaded energy drink. It's not an aggressive cleanse. It's not a laxative. Instead, it's a warm, comforting beverage traditionally used to help the digestive system do what it was designed to do. Be patient during this stage. This is when the water gradually absorbs the aromatic compounds from both ingredients. As the mixture simmers, you'll notice a warm, spicy fragrance filling the room. That's a good sign that the infusion is developing properly. Once finished, remove it from the heat and strain it into a mug. If you're using raw honey, wait until the drink cools slightly before adding it. Extremely high temperatures can damage some of the naturally occurring enzymes found in raw honey. Warm is fine, boiling hot is not. And that's it. You now have a fragrant golden drink made from 2 simple ingredients. For many people, the ideal time to enjoy it is in the morning, roughly 20 to 30 minutes before breakfast. Drinking it on an empty stomach allows the body to absorb and interact with the compounds without competing with a meal. Some people also enjoy a second cup during the afternoon, especially during that period when energy tends to dip. However, it may be best to avoid drinking it too close to bedtime. Ginger can feel mildly stimulating for some individuals, and that may interfere with sleep. One important thing to remember is consistency. Many healthy habits don't produce dramatic changes overnight. Some people report noticing very little during the first several days. Others describe feeling lighter and more comfortable after a few weeks of regular use. The timeline varies from person to person, but consistency is often the factor people mention most frequently. Let's quickly review what these ingredients contribute. When it comes to digestion, ginger helps support natural digestive movement, while cloves may help ease gas, bloating, and digestive discomfort. Together, they support the digestive process from complementary angles. Regarding inflammation, both gingerol and eugenol have attracted attention for their potential anti-inflammatory properties. That's one reason researchers continue studying these compounds. For general wellness, cloves provide remarkable antioxidant content, while ginger contributes its own collection of beneficial plant compounds. Together, they create a simple drink rich in traditional health-supporting ingredients. Now for the important warning I mentioned earlier. If you take blood-thinning medications such as warfarin or aspirin, or if you use medications that affect blood sugar levels, speak with your healthcare provider before making this drink part of your daily routine. Both cloves and ginger may influence how these medications work in some individuals. Additionally, if you have a particularly sensitive stomach, start conservatively. Use less ginger initially and pay attention to how your body responds. More is not always better, and as always, this information is educational and should not replace personalized medical advice from a qualified healthcare professional. The biggest lesson here isn't really about cloves or ginger, it's about daily habits. When researchers study some of the healthiest populations in the world, they often discover that people aren't relying on miracle products. Instead, they consistently practice small routines that support their well-being over many years. A morning walk, a nourishing meal, time spent with family, a warm beverage prepared with intention. Simple actions repeated consistently can have a surprisingly powerful impact over time. This clove and ginger drink can become one of those small rituals, not because it's magical, not because it promises impossible results, but because it encourages you to spend a few minutes caring for yourself each day. Tomorrow morning, try making a cup, sit somewhere quiet, drink it slowly. Notice the warmth. Notice the aroma. Notice how different it feels when you begin the day with a moment dedicated entirely to your own well-being. Months from now, you probably won't remember how much the ingredients cost, but you may remember the habit you built and how a simple cup of warmth became part of a healthier routine. And before you go, I'm curious about something. People seem divided on the best time to drink this. Some insist that morning is the perfect choice because it helps start the day feeling lighter. Others swear by having it after dinner and say that's when they notice the greatest benefit. So tell me your opinion. If you had to choose only one, would it be morning or evening? Leave just that one word in the comments and let's see which side wins.